Hey everyone, excited to be back for this week's edition of Frequently Asked Questions for Commercial Real Estate. In today's video, what I want to do is talk about a idea that has been extremely impactful in my life. And it was actually an idea shared to me by one of my coaches. And that is, what does your word mean to you? So in today's video, we're going to explain what that phrase means. And then I'm going to share a little bit of a story about how I was able to kind of internalize that message and thus been able to kind of embody that going forward. And I think it's going to be just as impactful for you all once you do hear the story. So before we dive in this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you like and subscribe to this channel. It really does make a difference in the YouTube algorithm and ensures more and more people can hear this message and learn about the many facets of commercial real estate. So now I've done that. Go ahead and like and subscribe below. Let's go ahead and dive into this episode. All right. So the idea I'd like to share with you guys today has to do with a phrase, which is, what does your word mean to you? And so let me set up the story as to why this was extremely impactful in my life as far as the ideology is concerned. So I've been working with coaches for many, many years. And my most recent coach, it was a weekly meeting that we would get on a call and we'd kind of essentially hold me accountable to doing certain things. And there was a period of time where, especially when I first got started in the commercial brokerage space, where I had committed to do certain things, in particular on the prospecting side, to kind of advance my business. And week after week, I was falling short of those commitments that I had made. And after, I believe, the third week that I had fallen way short of what I said I was going to do, my coach kind of abruptly stopped me as I, kind of made excuses for what transpired, the fact that I wasn't able to make it happen. And he said, what does your word mean to you? And what he meant by that was that you had made a commitment to yourself and to me, yet you continually fall short of these expectations. So therefore, what he meant by this is that you don't feel like your word really has any weight because you're allowing yourself to fall short because you're not unwilling to make the sacrifices that your word essentially puts you to have to do. And so what was impactful about this was that he kind of went into the idea of psychology and said that if you don't follow your word, if you continually say things that you know for a fact are not going to become true in the world, you're training your subconscious mind to not take your word seriously. So it becomes a lot easier in the future to just say, oh, yes, I'm going to do this, and then not actually get it done because you've kind of given yourself an out in the past. And so he kind of alludes it to the fact of like lying to yourself about what you've committed to do. And so in order for you to be able to switch the dialogue and really make sure that what you say will actually manifest itself in reality, is I like to think of it as a thought of, what would you do if someone was watching you at all times? Or maybe even, even more extreme, let's say you're on trial and you're sitting on the stand and whatever you say in that courtroom has to be true and has to be done, because if not, you're considered to have perjury or whatever else there as a result of your lack of truthfulness on the stand. And so when it comes to that, you start thinking about your words much more carefully. You don't just outwardly say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, when in reality, you're not going to do it. You really think about it and say, okay, what can I actually commit to this week? And what absolutely is going to be able to get done. And if that's the case, then that's the word that you make. And over time, as you continue to exercise that muscle, because really what it is just exercising a muscle. Because over time, you start getting an understanding of what you can and can't do. And not only that, but the commitments that you make, you will have an internal clock or internal drive that says, look, I made a commitment to myself and to others, and I have to get this done. And the excuses start falling by the wayside, which is ultimately what you're trying to accomplish. And so I think what as far as the actionable takeaway for this video is that if you make a commitment to yourself, it's just like making a commitment to anyone else. In fact, probably more important. And so be very careful and thoughtful about the commitments that you make. And if you do make a commitment, this is your opportunity to change the game. This is your opportunity to make sure that you stick to it, thus that going forward, you become or manifest the person that you ultimately want to be over a period of time. So again, reiterating, what does your word mean to you? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you guys like this channel, please like and subscribe. It does make an impact in our ability to reach a broader audience. Along with that, if you guys are looking for commercial property here in the Louisville metro area, I'd be happy to help you with your search. Feel free to give me a call at 502-536-7315, or you can reach me via email at raphael@crossoctagroup.com. Thanks again so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.